Welcome to the Rabbit Hole Fantasy Football Podcast. Thoughts, analysis, and information to help you succeed in your fantasy football leagues. I am your host, Chad Lyon, and joining me is Tyler Bevel.
Hey.
And our producer, Mitchell Bird.
Hello.
This is our Week 8, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, Sunday Night Football game slate reaction. How you been, Ty Guy?
Pretty good.
That was a fun weekend of football.
Yeah.
Tight ends were the theme of the weekend.
Oh, National Tight End Day.
Good Lord, that's like a real thing.
Yeah. We should put it earlier in the season.
Yeah, no kidding. It should just
is
be
National Tight End Day movable?
Why don't we just do it like every Sunday? It's National Tight End Day.
Then it's not special. Then it's
it doesn't need to be special.
Okay.
What's special is fantasy points, and we want them every week.
But it was special. The tight ends were special this week.
Okay, they were. Jameis Winston, he was special this week. Dude's flipping the script in Cleveland.
He was good.
Oh, man. That's fantastic. Oh, we have a nice ad.
Should have had a pick or two, but they dropped it. That's okay. We'll take it. We'll take it.
It's all right. But I think there's an ad on that team. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, most waivers are already run through. But
nah.
Hey, go get them. Staying on the topic of Halloween, Tyler, give me your top 3 worst Halloween candy or item you'd receive as a kid in your trick-or-treat bag.
Ooh. Anything that's not candy. Let's just put that on the, on the list right out of the gate. Like, lady gives you like a pack of erasers or something. Like, you always get back to the house and find like a couple weird things in your candy bag every year. Like, what in the world?
Floss?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it is cinnamon, I guess.
Like anything like those mints. Care for them. The
Junior Mints?
Yeah.
That's a shitty, yeah.
Like that was always like one you'd get though once in a while, and I was like,
chocolate covered toothpaste, awesome.
Yeah,
love it.
Terrible. What's the worst thing you'd get? I don't know. Probably not candy, but I'm gonna go with them. Like, that people just saved them from Easter, but you'd get like the eggs in your Halloween candy. They were just like, or they just come in like little balls. They were different shapes.
A random foil, like a blue.
There's no brand name anywhere or anything. It's just like and it doesn't taste like chocolate. It's supposed to taste
sort of cream inside of it or something like that.
They're the worst thing. False advertising. They're the worst thing.
Love it. Mitchell, how about you?
Well, number 1 is anything with coconut in it.
Okay.
I'm just not a coconut fan. It's flavorless sawdust, and I don't understand why people enjoy it. But
I love a good almond joy.
Somebody who likes it gets all of my coconut candy, so they like me for that.
Yeah.
Second one's right on par with Ty. Anything that's not candy, I'm going to just say apples. People hand out apples.
Yep.
You've heard all
apples were a thing too. That's right.
Why do you do that? They always tell you no razor blades. You got to check it. You got to be careful. I'm like, I just don't want to eat the apple. How about that? Give me my Reese's peanut butter.
That's not what we're here for.
And I guess number 3, I'm just going to go with lollipops in general. Like, they're just not my favorite Halloween candy. I like some crunch and candy quick sugar.
Gotcha. My number 1 is those weird, grainy, chewy peanut butter imposter things that's like wrapped in orange or black wax paper. They suck. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Say this again.
It's like this grainy, chewy peanut butter wannabe thing. It's like it looks like it's peanut butter, and then you eat it, and it's like, oh, this is gross.
No, I don't know.
Dude, it's either like wrapped in like a wax paper that's orange or black.
It's like homemade, right? Like,
no, I don't know. I've seen it like on the shelves, and it's like, oh, people do buy this crap. Why? Dude, it is the worst. It's probably like $1.50, and you get like 80 of them in a bag.
That's why.
That's why. Yeah, they're garbage. Anyone out there, someone's got to know what I'm talking about. It's the worst ever. Number 2 is these things can go right to hell. Smarties. I hate them. They're the worst thing.
The little rolls that are in the clear plastic.
Yes, it's
powder.
Trash.
No, Smarties are all right. Don't be no, come on.
Smarties are trash. And the third, it would be popcorn balls. What are we doing?
Nobody
what
wants
is
that.
this? Come on.
Like apples, same
Give
thing.
the kids some candy. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'd even pass for like a bag of like sugared, like glazed popcorn, but like a popcorn ball, I have no interest in that whatsoever.
Nope. Yeah. And some honorable mentions would be like apples, oranges, bananas. Knock it off. Give the kids some candy.
I'll take a banana. Like
not me.
Yeah, I like it. That's the one where I'll make an exception. Like, all right, this thing.
This could have been a mini Snickers.
This is already ripe and ready to go. Like,
yeah. And then you'd get things like You ever find like a toothbrush or like floss? Like,
Yeah.
What are we? Stop it.
Just pulled out there like, screw you. Who do you think you are?
We're getting toilet paper
Wish I knew
tonight.
what house this came from.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. There's a lot of games to get into. 14 total, I believe. So let's go ahead and start off with 1:00 games. The Packers 30 at the Jaguars 27. Start off with some bad news. Jordan Love left with a groin injury. Hopefully he's okay. Tucker Kraft led the pass catchers once again. 16 PPR points, 78 yards, touchdown on 3 targets. Like we said last week, hyper efficient, right? We went over those. Well, I went over the metrics with you afterwards, but a show before that, we had kind of thrown that out there, and it's like sticking, staying. Keep riding the Tucker Kraft wave, right?
He had as many routes as anybody on the team. Or as many snaps, I'm sorry. And routes run. The only routes run is behind Romeo Doubs, but he had 59 snaps, which tied Romeo Doubs for team high.
Yeah, it's what we in the metrics, it was like a 80, I want to say 86% snap share. Like that's pretty much all the time, you know. Josh Jacobs had 26 total touches and finished with 25 PPR points, 2 touchdowns. That's the output, you know, you've been waiting for with the volume he receives. Nice to see that. Romeo Doubs led receivers in PPR points with 10. No other receiver finished with over 7 PPR points. Dobbs and Watson led in targets with 6 apiece, while Reed had 3, Wicks had 2. I don't know. And it's going to get trickier if Love misses time.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you, still leaning Reed over Dobbs overall going forward?
Yeah.
I'm going to stick yes. I'm going to stay with yes on this, but
now here's the problem, and this goes totally against what I just said. I am still leaning Reed, but it's worth noting that Christian Watson had the second best snap share in this game. He had 52 snaps at wide receiver compared to Jaden Reed's 41, and Dontavian Wicks is 21. So worth noting.
Yeah. Can you start any of these guys if Malik Willis starts for a week? Because Matt LaFleur didn't. He said he's just like, it's not great. So like I don't know if he's going to miss time or what.
Yeah, definitely monitor the situation going forward. But I mean, I guess to back up what I'm saying, if I'm starting one of them, it's Jaden Reed, but significantly lowered expectations.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully Jordan Love's good to go. We'll find out more here the week goes on. The Jags hung in, just couldn't finish. Brian Thomas, Christian Kirk, and Gabe Davis all left the game injured.
Yeah.
Thomas with a chest injury. I've seen today that he's day to day. Davis had a shoulder injury that I couldn't find an update yet, but Christian Kirk will miss the rest of the season with a fractured collarbone. So that was rough. So we'll have to see how serious the other 2 injuries are throughout the week. But once again, Brian Thomas Jr. looked great.
Yeah, he did.
4 targets. He caught 3 for 60 and a touchdown, 15 PPR points before, he exited with his injury. Listen, he's a solid receiver too with I'd say 1 upside on a weekly basis, right? Especially now, like I feel like as long as he's healthy and comes back here this week, he gets a bump. He gets a bump either way because Kirk's out for the year.
Right.
So a 2 with 1 upside. Agreed?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, hopefully he's healthy next week because I want to see this keep going for him. Evan Ingram. Must start territory.
Yeah.
Stayed right there. 13 PPR points. Keep starting with confidence?
Yeah.
Yeah. Neither Tank Bigsby or Dearness Johnson got you to 10 PPR points.
No.
Pretty disappointing for me personally as far as Bigsby goes, but I thought he should have had a better day. I mean, he had opportunities. I think he had a couple touchdown opportunities and fell short.
Yeah.
Right?
He had 1 at least, I know.
For sure, 1.
Yeah.
For some reason, I feel like there was a couple cracks there, but maybe not. 9 PPR points. I mean, it doesn't get any easier against the Eagles. That's next week, who before this week were top 5 against the running back position, and
right.
They're probably still right around there because they didn't let too much up this week. If ETN is still out, still RB2 consideration for Bigsby, RB2 flex consideration, just on continued volume alone. That's 20 total touches in this one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you have anything else for that one?
Yeah, keep an eye on Parker Washington.
Yeah.
42 snaps after injuries to other wide receivers. But once Davis went out, he came in. He'd be one to monitor, I think, is going to benefit the most. He had 4 targets, but like I said, 42 snaps. Led the team in snaps other than Evan Ingram, who had 47 for comparison. So just monitor that, I guess.
Yeah. I would like to touch on real quick in our intro. I said that any of these ads we talk about, I had a brain fart. It's only Monday today.
Yeah, you're fine.
Any of these, I love how you kind of gave me a look. You should just be like, call me right out. Be like, no, hey, idiot, it's Monday. It's Monday. And so anyone we say to add, well, you can. All right, let's move on to the Cardinals 28 at the Dolphins 27. Cardinals played tough.
Yeah.
Came out with a W. James Conner keeps it going. 22 total touches, 14 PPR points. After a flub a couple weeks ago, his last 2 outings, he's dropped 20 and 14 PPR points, 43 touches in 2 games. As we said, it's his backfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matchup proof every week start still?
Yep.
Okay. Now this one, the Dolphins are terrible.
They're not good against the run. No.
So I did actually, I expected more like a 18 point.
Yeah.
Just
I will say that you expect a little bit more, but
yeah, but I'll take 20 and 14 in back-to-back weeks. After one flub, that's 2 get-right games right in a row. I'm all right going forward. Kyler, solid outing. 23 PPR points against a tough defense through the air. I asked last week, can Murray finish top 12? I still say yes. Tyler, you say?
no.
Okay. No. just no.
I said no.
I just, I don't know, man. We'll talk about it here in a sec. Connection and rapport seems to be forming a little bit with him and Harrison.
Yeah.
And his legs, I'm going to still say yes, because if you're going to tell me a running quarterback like him, or a guy who has the ability to just take off and clearly run for a 50-yard touchdown, if you're going to tell me that he's now building a rapport with Harrison and Michael Wilson's doing his thing, yeah, I'll stay with 12, but I can see where it could go your way.
I feel like Michael Wilson's been a little disappointing this season, right? Like you expected coming in, like I know I did. I thought he was going to be more. This passing offense as a whole, I thought was going to be better though. So maybe that's the issue. Not sure.
Yeah,
but
I think it
still good fantasy wise for Murray. Anyways,
I think he had 14. Wilson this week.
Did he?
Yeah,
pretty good week.
Yeah,
then
he had a decent week. I did expect a little more pop, a little more often. I guess maybe. Murray and Harrison seem to be getting acclimated with each other, and the trust Murray has in Michael Wilson is still there. 7 targets for Harrison, 6 catches for 111 yards, and a touchdown for 23 PPR points. Looked really good. He seemed to be where, like more often, Murray expected him to be.
Yeah.
than what it kind of has been, right? Does that make sense? Great to see. I hope they can build off it going forward. And the thing is, like, listen, there were some moments he made Jalen Ramsey look not that good.
Yeah. Jalen Ramsey's getting older, but yeah, for sure it happened.
Yeah. Young man come in and said, watch this, Pops.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
That's the biggest thing for me. It's like Kyler Murray's whipping the ball downfield. You're right where he expects you to be. And Jalen Ramsey's following you all over the place, man. I thought he did really good. Like, if this is a sign of what's to come, even like right now this year, we were talking about you move them, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know even if after this you can really move them or if you even should. People are still going to be sketchy. I think a lot of people are off the Murray train, which I understand.
Yeah.
He could be a hard sell. If you were planning to sell high, it still could be tough even after this. But this is a chance, I guess, to do it.
Yeah, it's not a blow-up week, but it's not bad either.
I think if you're winning and doing okay, I think in redraft, I'm gonna hold him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bank on the side of this where it kind of gets going. All right.
Yep.
You?
I would probably hold him still. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in Dynasty, you better hold him.
Because you're not going to get a better quarterback out of him, and it's still like a valuable position. And you look at waivers and you're like, yeah.
You're talking about Harrison?
Oh, you're talking about Harrison? I thought you were talking about Murray. Harrison, That depends on the situation more.
Okay.
Depends on what. Yeah, if I could get, I'd still move Harrison. Yeah, I'm sorry, I got confused.
You would, so you would sell high even if you were like in redraft, like you're looking good. Or
no, if I was looking good, but if he would be a player that I would try to move though if I wasn't looking
reeling
good.
For a win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that. Where are we at here? 6 targets for Michael Wilson. 5 for 31 and a touchdown. 14 PPR points. See a weekly flex at this point?
Close. Yeah. Do you got his games pulled up or no?
I will in just a second. So, to start the year, he had a 7 and a 5. Then week 3, had a nice game, 14 PPR points. Then a 4, then a 12, 10, 4, 14. So that's 4 games above 10 and 4 games below.
And he had a 4 just last week, right?
Yeah. In his last 4 games, 12, 10, 4, 14.
Yeah, low end flex.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Trey McBride, dude.
First 100-yard game, right?
Dude, some of those catches.
Oh, he's a stud.
Man, he's a monster. Led the team with 11 targets, caught 9. Some of those catches. My God. 124 yards, 21 PPR points. How good is this dude?
Really good. Insanely good.
Mr. Reliable. Super sure-handed. I'm going to go. He's an advanced stats candidate this week for me. I want to go look at some stuff on Trey McBride. Yeah. Every week I pick a couple guys and kind of dig in a little deeper. And I think he is absolutely a candidate for this. I want to see some of his metrics and see what's going on. Do you have anything else for this game?
He's catching passes and getting fantasy points.
Yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah, no kidding. All right, let's move on to the Jets 22 at the Patriots 25. Yikes. The Jets are in a dark place.
Yeah, they're on one of them trips with Rodgers.
Are they doomed in real life?
I don't know. Better do something faster, yes.
This is a hole, man.
It's getting bad.
Fantasy production wasn't nearly as good across the board as I'd kind of hoped in this one. By the matchup.
Right.
Breece Hall under 10 PPR points. Braylon Allen vultured a touchdown from him.
Yeah, because you still have, even I had in my head going into this thing, same as I did against the Steelers, this team is a good team, but they're not. They're not acting like a good team.
No. Devontae Adams, 9 PPR points. All right. Garrett Wilson, though, he finished with 16. How good does that dude look with a little attention pulled off him?
Yeah, a lot better.
And he out-targeted Adams 8-6. So I will ask, both wide receiver 2s going forward?
Yeah. I still, for whatever reason, I'll openly say that I could be wrong about this, have Devontae Adams as still...
Well, let me ask you, rest of season, Adams or Garrett
Adams.
Wilson? You prefer Adams?
I think so.
I think I'll take Wilson.
Yeah.
With the better corner more often than not is going to be on Adams, most likely. Yeah, give me Garrett Wilson rest of season. Drake May. Actually, real quick. Breece Hall. What?
I don't know.
I really thought I had a certain feeling about Jahmyr Gibbs this year. Which was a great one. I had the same exact feeling for Breece Hall.
I thought it was going to be great. I thought Rodgers was just going to add to this offense. I thought, this is another one, kind of like the Cardinals that you thought was going to be a high-powered offense coming in here, and it just hasn't been.
Yeah. What do you do with Breece Hall in redraft?
I mean, I'm shopping him. And that could backfire.
Whether you're winning or losing?
Yeah, I'm shopping him around, seeing what's out there for sure.
Yeah. Wouldn't call him a sell candidate.
No.
But I would call him a shop around candidate.
Yeah.
Just to see somebody out there.
Still a big name.
A big name value.
And when you look at the week to week, it's not terrible. Because obviously the person is going to do some research before they make the trade. But
yeah.
But it's not what was expected either.
It's not. It's a little bit of a bummer. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would shop him and see what others are willing to pay. Might be surprised, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you're a reeling team. Drake May left early with a concussion, as did Jalen Polk. Hopefully they're okay. No pass catchers scored 10 PPR points.
Drake May looked good. They would have if Drake May would have stayed in there.
Yep, I agree. He looked really good. 9 was the most, and that was Hunter Henry. So fade Henry with Brissett, start Henry with May, or just start Henry?
Fade Henry.
I fade unless it's May. I'm fading.
Yeah.
Ramondre Stevenson. All right. 23 total touches, only 65 total yards.
Yeah. 2 touchdowns, though.
Yeah. 22 PPR points. Another opportunity to sell high, like you were kind of gifted
absolutely.
this.
If you can get anything out of him, go get it. This is definitely... I think I went to bat for him last time and said keep him, and I'm telling you right now, if you can get something decent out of him, sell high right now. This is last chance.
Might really be your last. Like, this is kind of a gift. Like, okay, here's one more chance. Now's the time. My wife has him. I told her actually when I just got home, I said, hey, start looking for Ramondre Stevenson suitors. Just find somebody who's just dead at running back. Go look. Oh, we'll see what happens. She didn't listen to me the first time, Tyler.
Oh.
Yeah, you should have listened. Got anything else for this game?
Nope.
All right, let's move on to the Ravens 24 at the Browns 29. Famous Jameis is officially free.
Yeah, boy.
Baby. Injecting juice into this offense immediately.
Yeah, eating W's.
That's right. Num, num, num. 27 for 41, 334 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, but probably should have had a couple. 26 fantasy points.
Yeah.
Yes. The pass catchers are now usable.
Yeah.
This is amazing. It's like a whole different door to fantasy opened. It's like, here's some points behind this door.
I think I heard that Aladdin song playing, like a whole new world.
Oh my God. Thank you, Jameis Winston.
Thank you for this. Yes.
Speaking of pass catchers, Cedric Tillman,
Yeah.
28 PPR points. Njoku with 17. Elijah Moore with 16. And Jerry Jeudy with 12.
Catching deep Jameis drop in Cedric Tillman. Just
love it. So look, obviously we're not getting this every week, right? But what if, it's a total breath of fresh air.
Oh, yeah.
Njoku is back to must-start territory. Rank the receivers rest of season. Jeudy, Tillman, and Moore. Rank them.
Rest of season?
Yep.
Boy, I just got a weird feeling. I'll go Tillman, Jeudy, Moore.
Yep, me too. Tillman, Jeudy, and Moore. Tillman could thrive in this Amari Cooper role with Jameis being so willing and eager to just sling it. This could be like one of those. This could be the ad right here. It could be. I don't know. I don't want to get too pumped up over it. The fact that Jameis is just willing to give the opportunities makes me want to follow. You too?
Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
This chair is really loud.
Everything all right?
Yep.
Could this be one of those? Because every year there's a guy or two that you get off waivers. It's like, dude, he helped me just completely win the league. Is Tillman that guy?
Maybe.
Because it to the eye looked really good. Like it looked right.
Yeah.
Man, he really looks the part too.
He looked good.
Yeah, he's
big physical receiver too. Like
he's got to be the number one priority this week on waivers.
Yeah, Jameis.
No,
I know.
No, Tillman.
All right.
All right. Running game, lackluster for Cleveland.
Yeah, I just don't think this offensive line is great. But I think Nick Chubb would do better.
He did get 16 carries compared to 11 the previous week, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Maybe things get better for him as Jameis opens things up for these receivers. Can you rely on Jerry Jeudy a little more?
Yeah.
You feel it? Yeah. Flex?
Yep.
A little more flex relevant? Okay. I don't really have any interest in Elijah Moore. Do you?
No. No. No.
I don't either. I guess if it does hit, I'm not going to sit here and be completely shocked.
No, you're sitting there looking at 8 receptions for 85 yards right now. That's pretty good, but
yeah.
First time this year, I'm going to say no.
I liked him when he came into the league. I was kind of hung up on him for a bit. Like, what are we doing? This guy was great. He had that his rookie year with the Jets, and then all of a sudden, just nothing. That was so bizarre. The Ravens gave you what you hope for the Ravens to give you for the most part. Lamar Jackson gave a solid 25 fantasy points. Big target game for Zay Flowers with 12. Caught 7 for 115 yards and almost scored a touchdown. 18 PPR points. What is Zay Flowers? A receiver 2?
No. Zay Flowers is wide receiver 1. Back end of the wide receiver 1s, I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
I love to pound the table for that, but because I was really high on him. But yeah, I mean, 5 games, double digits, 3 games, single digits with a 4, a 5, and a 2.
Say him out for me for the whole season in line.
10, 22, 5, 2, 18, 22, 4, 18.
Man, that 4. But 18, 22, 18. I'm still sticking with it. Wide receiver 1 rest of the year.
I'll call him a 2 with 1 upside.
Okay.
But yeah, I just I have him in a couple leagues, and I
start
him every week.
Few wide receivers are getting the targets that this guy is. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, what I just say? He had 12 targets.
Yeah.
He does have a couple weird weeks in there. Like against Tampa Bay, he had 1. That's when he got hurt. Sorry.
Right.
But back against Buffalo, he got 2. And a week before that against Dallas, he got 4. But his targets running from week 1 all the way to now.
They destroyed Buffalo too.
Yes, they did.
It was out of hand early.
Knocked out due to game script.
Right.
But, weeks 1 and 2, 10 and 11 targets. Week 5, 12 targets. He had 9 in week 6, then 1 last week. He got hurt, then 12. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah. I'm still going to stick with wide receiver 2 with 1 upside.
Yeah.
But, I think he's fantastic. Start him every week. Bateman. Disappointed. He was a hot commodity this week. Really disappointed those who flexed him. 3 PPR points.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Bateman, he had a huge snap share. So, it's not like he wasn't on the field. He's just not getting the opportunities.
I feel like he had a bad drop. So many games yesterday.
Possible.
But I feel like he had a bad drop in the end zone.
Oh, I don't remember that. He had 3 targets all game, though. So, that's 57 snaps as opposed to Zay Flowers' 59 snaps. And 12 to 3 targets. So it's just, he's a decoy.
Yeah. Who gets some attention sometimes.
Right.
Because, I don't know, man. Some of his weeks look really good.
Yeah.
And he was kind of stringing
Last week
together.
He looked good.
Yeah, he was. He's just kind of up and down. But he had that weeks 5, 6, and 7, 15, 11, and 22.
Right.
But then right down to 3, and now he's got Denver coming up. Aguilar helped nobody with 12 PPR points. Nobody started Nelson Aguilar.
Don't worry about
fading that.
It's fine. It happened. We're moving past it. Don't pick him up. Don't do nothing.
No. Henry had a down week, but 14 PPR points is still quite serviceable. You can't complain. Better days than this ahead. Obviously, the silver lining is that it's nice to know that his floor is a serviceable day.
Listen, this Browns defense I don't care what anybody says. Watch that game on Sunday. There's a certain point where this Browns defense started playing a little different once they felt like, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Okay.
No kidding.
We can actually... All right.
This is 2 games now, though, where I've seen a tackler try to tackle Derrick Henry and leave with a concussion. Not making light of a concussion, but it's like, good Lord, people just try to tackle him, and that's a concussion now.
Yeah.
It's unreal. All right, that's it for that game. Let's move on to the Eagles 37 at the Bengals 17. I know the Bengals have been struggling or whatever, but I honestly, maybe it's just the Eagles fandom in me. I don't know. I did not see Philly going into Cincy and dominating like that at all.
No.
I thought, I know Higgins was out and all, but I thought that Cincy would just drop a bomb on them. Just run the score right up and Philly wouldn't be able to keep up. That's kind of what I thought was going to happen. But maybe the Higgins...
Philly's got their guys back now, too. I know last week, but first week back for AJ and them guys are getting the whole thing together. Now they're...
I just thought it was going to be a good back and forth kind of game here.
I did, too.
But I don't know. Bengals just couldn't get anything going. Again, Higgins being out didn't help.
Was that a quad injury, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Burrow only got you 13. Was it Chase Brown? I think 11.
Yeah.
I kind of figured the sledding could be tough in this particular matchup.
Yeah, he's still productive for the defense he was going against.
Sure. Still serviceable flex numbers, saved by a short touchdown. Jamar Chase, he did chase things. 9 catches on 11 targets for 54 yards and a touchdown, 20 PPR points.
Yeah.
Yep. Take it all day. better days ahead overall for Bengals players. We need a healthy Higgins. That makes a big difference, I think.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't go panicking on anybody. You still starting Joe Burrow every week?
Yeah.
When all of his skill players are healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Higgins is out. Looking at it a little bit.
Tough.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts with a boom this week, proving that there's more ways than one to get there.
Yep.
35 fantasy points, 16 to 20, 236 yards, 1 touchdown, 10 carries, 37 yards, and 3 rushing scores. And one of them, he didn't even need the tush push. He just did his thing with his legs and ran in there.
Yeah.
Listen, Jalen, he took charge of his team this week. That was good to see for me, a real life standpoint. And it was good to see in a fantasy standpoint too. And he proved why you start him every week and don't question it.
Yeah.
AJ Brown, serviceable with 13, better days ahead. He just
start him every week.
Yep.
Same with Devonta.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Got a Devonta Smith week.
Yeah.
20 PPR points. Again, you start these two every week. He snagged a beautiful 45-yard touchdown pass from Hurts. That was late in the third. That was and it was a hell of a catch too. You know, I just wish. No, that's not a good thing to say. I don't want to say it like that. It doesn't sound right. I'm hoping that this gives. I think Devonta Smith is so damn good, and he is, and
AJ Brown's pretty good too. He's just a diva.
Yeah, he can be. He sure was. He had his moments last year, man. I don't know. I wish there was a little bit better of a balance between, because it does seem to lean AJ Brown, obviously, for the most part. I just wish there was a little more of a balance here, because like that catch he caught for that touchdown, it's like, my God, he's so good. He just doesn't. I mean, he gets volume, but not like his last 3 games, 4, 2, and 7. Now, the Cleveland game, I do believe that was the game he got knocked out of.
Yeah.
But I don't know. First 3 games, 8, 10, and 10. That's more like, I want to see that more.
Those target numbers.
Yeah, I really do. But yeah, again, you start those two every single week. Smith has played 6 games thus far, missed a game with a concussion, and had a bye. 5 games with 14 or more PPR points. 1 game with 1 PPR point. I'm still standing. I've had arguments with guys. No, he's a flex. I'm standing on the receiver 2 hill.
Yeah, I'll give Smith a receiver 2.
Awesome. And Barkley.
Yeah, Saquon's going to be fine.
Listen, he 11 PPR points this week. They ran the hell out of the dude last week. I think they found they didn't really have to this week. They found plenty of opportunities.
Yeah, and why not? Why not save the wheels a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's kind of funny. Like, they were down there and had opportunities to run Saquon in, and Jalen's like, I got it this week, bud.
Yeah.
Like, let's just save your knees, right? So, yeah, keep starting Saquon every week. He was due for maybe a little rest this week, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the Colts 20 at the Texans 23. Colts played the Texans tough once again. That's weird.
Division games.
Yep, that's what they do. All right. As bad as Richardson's numbers look, it's better than you think. He had 3 should have been touchdowns. A.D. Mitchell dropped a perfectly placed ball in the end zone early in the game. Josh Downs, that was robbery. What did they see there? What did I miss? Like, he fell in the end zone. Like, it's so weird they put that on the 1. And then the Alec Pierce one.
You see, like, when IR come running down the sidelines, like, and then he like sees that the referee's gonna throw the flag. Like, he had already ran all the way down to the end zone, and like, I'm like, God, and like, no, why?
Yeah, oh man, him and Downs, I guess, are pretty tight.
Are they?
Yeah, like they're pretty tight buds. So he's probably pumped. Like, yes, all right, man, I got my guy a touchdown. Oh,
what?
And then there was the one to Alec Pierce. I think it was a pick play they got called for. So I don't know. Fade and redraft, and he is a hold for me in Dynasty. So Tyler, what is he for you? Obviously, he's a fade and redraft. Are you holding in Dynasty?
Yeah, hold.
As a rebuilder, say you're a rebuilder in Dynasty. Are you going to buy Richardson from the frustrated owner? Maybe you can get him.
The price is right.
In a super flex league?
Yeah.
I would. I've tried, but I'm not having very good luck.
I'd also sell Richardson for 2 first. But it's kind of in that realm.
Do you think anyone would give that?
I doubt it. I think you're into the buy low phase at this point right now. I mean, the guy went 10 for 32.
Oh.
And granted, it was
a lot of drops.
It was.
They got to do better there. Like, come on, this guy's 10 games in. You got to help the guy out.
Some of the throws are bad. I just think it's going to be this way for a little bit. I think if you're an Anthony Richardson owner in a dynasty, you got to be patient.
He is drafted as a project quarterback.
Like, if I'm giving advice to somebody who has him, I'd say be patient. And, he's still going to have really good games where he just does things with his legs that score you a ton of fantasy points. But there's going to be games like this where he plays a really good defense, keep in mind, too, and doesn't go very good.
Remember the word project. The project quarterback. So if you have him in Dynasty, just breathe for a second. I do believe come next year, if you held him, I think you'll be happy you did. All right. I hope I'm not wrong because I'm pounding that table way too much. Josh Downs proves that he can be flexed if Anthony Richardson plays. We went over some of his advanced stats a couple weeks ago. They did show in this game. 4 catches for 106 and a touchdown. Should have. Well, no, it was just that he did have a touchdown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he should have had 2. That sucks. 21 PPR points. In 6 games, he's scored less than 15 PPR points twice. So while we're fading Richardson this year, I think Josh Downs' talent is good enough to overcome the shortcomings that go in line with Richardson. Especially, I mean, you couple the talent with the targets. 9 this week. He averages like 8 a game. Do you agree this is a follow the opportunity thing, or does he sketch you out a little bit?
Sketches me out a little bit.
Okay.
And it has to do with Anthony Richardson. I mean, because behind Josh Downs, nobody caught more than 1 pass.
Right.
Nobody. And now there were some drops. There was guys who should have caught more than 1 pass. Pittman being one of them, AD being one of them, Alec Pierce being one of them. They all should have caught more than 1 pass. But 10 completions, that's not a lot of love to go around. He sketches me out a little bit.
Schedule's kind of tough.
Yeah.
Minnesota, Buffalo, Jets. That's the next 3. Yeah. Then you got Detroit, New England, then a bye. Playoff will be Denver, Tennessee, and the Giants.
None of that's fun.
No.
And it's definitely not worth that last Giants game. Like that's
maybe Josh Downs is a
schedule.
sell high. I mean, I'm holding the hell out of him in Dynasty, but in
Dynasty, yeah.
Might be a sell high. Depends on the boat that you're in, right?
Yep. Nick's going to have some stuff to say about this on Wednesday, though.
It's okay. I'll be prepared, I promise.
Oh, I know.
I'm going to, if I'm winning and I've got Josh Downs, I'm going to keep riding the wave.
Yeah.
If I'm reeling, he's a good sell candidate, I think.
Okay.
Good to see Jonathan Taylor back. He looked healthy. 21 total touches, 117 total yards, 1 touchdown, 18 PPR points, right back to RB1 status. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Stroud, another low fantasy total, 14 fantasy points. He has not exactly been spectacular this year. He needs Nico back. I think that's more important than we thought.
Yeah.
When you step back and looked at the receiving core, it's like, oh, he's loaded. Well, Nico was way more important in that receiving core, I think, than anyone. When you're talking about Diggs and Dell, and you throw Schultz in there, I think he's very important to this offense. Speaking of the other receivers, Diggs left with a knee injury.
Yeah.
I hope he's all right, but a non-contact knee injury generally is not good, and we still don't have an update. I looked, nothing there at the moment. Nico is due back in a week or 2, it seems, so that's good. Diggs did give you 13 PPR points before exiting. I think he was in line for something decent. Tank Dell caught all 4 of his targets for 35 yards, 13 PPR points. You probably flexed him, and you'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dalton Schultz ended with 9. They get the Jets next week. Hopefully they get Diggs back for that, but it doesn't seem that promising. So expect an uptick for Dell and Schultz? Or more Mixon? Jets do
I expect an old uptick for Dell and Schultz. And
is there any other receiver?
I watched John Mechie.
Yeah.
Yeah. He came in. He didn't lead in snaps. Xavier Hutchinson led in snaps, but Xavier Hutchinson only had 1 target. In 20 snaps, John Mechie had 4 targets. So I'd keep an eye on him.
Okay. Mixon. He has been awesome, man.
Oh, he's a beast.
Right there with Derrick Henry this year. 25 carries, 102 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 catches for 32 yards, 24 PPR points. I'll say it again. His ADP makes him a steal this year.
Yeah, he's averaging almost. If you take out that one game where he got hurt, he's averaging like 30 touches a game almost.
Insane.
Yeah.
I've got him on a team and banked off that ADP, and let me tell you, it's been awesome. He is as reliable as anybody out there. Just smash start every week. Be thrilled you have him. I don't even know if is it as important to have Dameon Pierce as it is to have Charbonnet if you have Walker?
No,
I don't think so.
It's not
either.
quite that.
That's who it is, though, right?
I think so.
I think so too. He's healthy now. All right, let's move on to the Titans 14 at the Lions 52.
Knock it off, Dan.
Really rubbed that one in. I don't know. Damn, this is bad, dude. I just.
We're playing to win out here.
He's out there like the Ultimate Warrior giving interviews. It's awesome. Some Titans gave those who started them some life this week. Even Mason Rudolph had 19 fantasy points.
Listen, if you started Calvin Ridley, congratulations.
Yeah.
Because you had to be in like a FML situation. Like, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. Pollard serviceable with 14 PPR
Unless you're one of
points.
those people who's let your roster sit like that since week 1, then screw you. I'm not glad that happened.
Yeah, right. Ridley gave you 22 without Hopkins' presence in Tennessee. So, I don't know. Is this just an outlier?
I think Mason Rudolph gives Calvin Ridley some fantasy value.
He had a lot of targets.
Yeah. Even Tyler Boyd, 6 targets. I mean, but I don't want to say he's got value yet, but I do think Calvin Ridley with Mason Rudolph throwing the ball has some fantasy value.
Let me double check. I thought it was pretty crazy. Yeah, 15 targets. So last 3 weeks, 8 targets, 9 targets, 15 targets.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they were bombarded from the beginning. They were
Right.
from behind the whole time.
Right.
But yeah.
how about Nick Westbrook-Akina?
I'm still staying away from this one at this point.
Okay. Last 2 weeks, 10 and 11.
Yeah.
A touchdown in 3 straight games.
Weird.
Yeah, very weird. 1 catch, 2 catches off of 2, 4, and 4 targets.
I'd like to research that a little bit more. Like, are these red zone packages, like just getting a big body down there? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. All he does is score touchdowns, man.
Yeah.
That's all he does. What do you want me to say?
yeah.
Can't really argue it. I don't know. Yeah, touchdown. I don't know. I suppose you could deep stash him. There's other places I'd rather go. Goff, serviceable once again with 18 fantasy points. Only threw the ball 15 times for 85 yards, but threw for 3 touchdowns.
Hooray.
That's crazy. So due to all that, Amon-Ra didn't fare too well here.
No, they have 2 for 7.
Something like
He
that.
got saved face with a touchdown, but it still wasn't good.
Yeah, 8 PPR points.
What
Khalif
in
Raymond
the
had
world?
15.
What in the world? He had a punt return.
Yeah.
That wasn't even from Goff.
I know. I know. He also had a touchdown catch, though.
He did, yeah.
Ridiculous. You keep starting Amon-Ra. Problem is, it's like there's not.
I know, but like with Winston out this time, you're like, all right, here we go, finally. And then it's like, come on.
With Williams. Yeah, I don't. You would have thought that there would. Here's the thing, though.
What I
man,
say,
like,
Jameson.
you said Winston, I think.
Oh, okay.
But we all know who you meant.
Yeah.
Williams. 15 passes. Like, let me peek real quick because I want to make sure that this isn't something that shows like real concern here. Like the last 3 weeks, Goff has thrown 25, 25, and 15 passes.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
No. And 2 games before that, 18 and 23. Had the big spike against Tampa Bay, threw it 55 times, but
Well, you're pounding the rock, brother.
yeah, pretty much. I don't know, man. Does that give you concern for Amon-Ra?
A little bit. There was this,
Just not enough passing volume.
yeah. Like, if anybody got an uptick this week, it was Sam Laporta. So,
Yeah. 6 targets, 6 catches, 48 yards, and a touchdown, 16 PPR points. He'll take that all day.
yeah.
But do you expect it to keep going?
No.
He finally got involved, though. That's great. I don't know. I kind of do, as long as Jamison Williams is out, but it's only like one more game. And then
Right, it's a 2-game suspension. Boy, I cannot talk tonight.
One day, dude.
My sinuses are roughed up, and it's just got everything's all, can't speak.
It's okay. These Detroit running backs, though, man, out of control. Sonic and Knuckles just running all over everybody. I love it. Gibbs, 12 touches, 123 yards, 1 touchdown. Crazy efficient.
Yeah.
So was Montgomery. 10 touches, 38 yards, touchdown, 15 PPR points. I don't care if you have them both. I know a lot of you do. And again, start them both every week.
Yeah.
I mean, good God. This is such a rare thing to start the 2 running backs on one team every single week. This reminds me of like early Ingram and Kamara.
Yeah, you could start 2 there.
Yep.
Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams. You could
Yep.
get 2 backs out of that backfield when they were going together.
How about Chris Johnson and Lendale White?
Yeah.
That's a
Oh, that was
throwback.
a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of how this feels.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah. Start them every week. Don't question it. You just start them both. I know it feels very strange, but you're doing the right thing. Just keep doing that. All right, let's move on to the Falcons 31 at the Buccaneers 26. I am just so impressed with Baker.
He's the best.
Oh, he's the best. Depleted group of pass catchers. I mean, missing his top 2 guys. 37 to 50, 330 yards, 2 interceptions, 3 carries, 11 yards, 25 fantasy points. I missed his touchdowns, didn't I? Uh-oh. I missed Baker's touchdowns.
Your Baker's touchdowns. What's the matter?
It was just all K-Dot pretty much anyway. So, hey, listen. The dude put the team on his shoulders. I hope he can reel off some wins. 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Okay, there we are. 3 touchdowns. I hope he can reel off some wins, man, before Evans comes back so they can keep the team alive. I want to see this team in the postseason.
Had a chance to have this one.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, sure did. Keep starting Baker?
Oh, yeah.
Even without...
He proves me otherwise. 330 yards, 3 touchdowns. They did have the 2 picks, but that's still a great game of fantasy.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, how do you ignore it? You keep starting the guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to question it. Because, like, Baker, to his credit, too, he just came out there like, what?
Rest of the season, Baker or Cousins?
Ooh. Cousins. No. I'm going Baker.
Yeah, I'm going to go Baker, man. I'm going to buy into this. The dude's just playing lights out. Rashad White finishes with 14 PPR points. Bucky Irving finishes with 15. 11 touches for White, 16 for Bucky. How confident are we that Bucky is the hot hand more often than not, week to week?
Pretty confident.
I heard somewhere today, like, I think at the end of the day that this is Rashad White's backfield again. And I'm like, how can...
I don't know what evidence is giving you that answer.
Yeah, a touchdown saved White.
Right.
Irving gained 15 PPR points without a touchdown.
Yeah.
And had more carries. Like,
the yards per carry is a huge difference.
Without the touchdown, White gives you 8.
Right.
I don't know. Bucky was more efficient, got more carries.
I think it's more that it's Bucky Irving's backfield than Rashad White's at this point. Like, I feel pretty confident moving forward with Bucky Irving.
I agree. No Tampa receivers gained more than 8 PPR points, though.
Except for K-Dot.
Yeah. Jalen McMillan led the receivers in targets with 7. Closest to him was Shepard with 5. I don't know. I'm not super interested, but I'd probably hold on to Jalen McMillan if I just picked him up and just give it another shot.
Yeah.
What do you think? By giving it another shot, I mean hold on to him another week. I don't mean I'm just running to start him.
Yeah, it's weird that, like, because McMillan had the most targets, but like when they were coming out in the game, it was definitely Trey Palmer in the Mike Evans role and Sterling Shepard in the Chris Godwin role. But I mean, coming in, you would have thought that McMillan was Godwin's replacement, but
yeah. You're going to hold for another week, though?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, me too. As we all thought, it ran through K-Dot. Figured this was going to happen. 9 catches on 10 targets, 81 yards, 2 touchdowns for a whopping 29 PPR points. Keep starting Otten.
Yeah.
He'll lead in targets more often than not, I have a feeling.
Yeah.
For sure. Cousins, boom this week. Looked great, super efficient. Even he had 16 rushing yards. He ran some. 23 to 29, 276 yards, 4 touchdowns. 32 fantasy points. Yeah. A little up and down, though. It's going to be tough. If you have him, I guess you start him, right?
Yeah.
But no, those down weeks can be really down. Down week for London, only 7 PPR points. Mooney out-targeted him 7-6 and scored 20 PPR points with his targets. So,
still a division game, too.
Still a division game. It's London over Mooney. You start London every week, and Mooney is a flex with big upside.
Yeah.
Yeah, a flex with absurd upside, though, right? His upside's pretty. It's some upside. It's not like
Mooney's.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that one pass he caught. You see a couple moves he's making there. Ooh.
Yeah, he's like getting a breath of fresh air.
Yeah,
good for him in Atlanta. Finally, some Kyle Pitts consistency. This is great.
You're like the best run of his career.
Oh yeah, and then about lost the ball.
Kyle,
stop doing that. No more of that nonsense.
Yeah.
Double-digit PPR points in 4 straight weeks. Boom this week with 25 PPR points. You got to keep starting him. Something's clicking with him and Cousins. Don't question it right now. Just be thrilled with it and keep starting him. Yes?
Yeah.
All right. Bijan starting to pay off. Algier struggled in this one. 12 carries for 33 yards.
Pitts did get banged up. He missed some time in the second half of that game. I'm not sure what was going on there, but that's something to watch for.
Pull up and see. No tag.
No tag? That's good. Because I know Charlie Warner was in there for a lot of the game. Like, he got knocked around a little bit in the second half, I think. So that's good he doesn't have a tag, though.
Okay, good. Yeah, that worried me for a second. Bijan, paying off. Algier struggled. 12 carries for 33 yards for Bijan. Algier struggled. 12 carries for 33 yards. Bijan, 13 carries, 63 yards, 6 catches, 37 yards, 1 receiving touchdown, 21 PPR points. You got to hope the efficiency continues because, listen, even though Algier didn't do much with his, he stepped on Bijan's toes to the tune of 12 touches.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think he's going anywhere.
No. Great to see Bijan pop. Just remember, as of now, Algier is not going anywhere. So, I mean, you can maybe be happy, like, well, he didn't do much with his touches. And it's like, well, that is good. Maybe they pull a couple away from him and give a couple, maybe. But, I mean, okay, so then he's getting 10 carries and taking 10 carries away from. So it sucks. It is what it is. But if you have Bijan, you just keep starting to do. All right, let's move on to the 4:00 games. The Saints 8, the Chargers 26.
What a game.
Yeah. Rattler benched. Hainer in. Ugly Saints loss.
Very ugly.
Olave looked as good as he could with pretty heavy volume. 14 targets, 8 catches, 107 yards, 18 PPR points. Alvin Kamara looked good in a poor situation as well. 10 carries, 67 yards, 6 catches for 55 yards, 17 PPR points. They're the only guys you have any interest
in. Looking like Carr's going to be back this week. Right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So go ahead and keep starting Olave. I was surprised that Olave did as good as he did, actually.
100-yard game.
Yeah, good for him. You keep starting these two. There's not much to talk about outside of that. Hopefully Carr is back here soon. Sounds like it could be next week. Herbert has his best game of the year, albeit against a lowly Saints team. But we'll take it, right?
Yeah.
Hope you can build off of it. 20 of 32, 279 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 carries for almost 50 yards, 25 fantasy points. If you started him, you'll take it, though his start percentage is so low that you probably didn't, and that's reasonable. I understand. Can this be a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Really tough to trust.
I'll say no.
Yeah. Dobbins, once again, RB2, low end, RB1 numbers, 17 carries, 57 yards, and a touchdown, 4 catches for 11 yards, 16 PPR points. Though, listen, he didn't do much with the receptions, but he caught 4 balls. That's great. And I'll take those 4 points.
He got you 16 PPR points against the Saints defense. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll take it. Saints have been struggling, but still some real good pieces on that defense, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, every week start for Dobbins. Don't question it. I wouldn't say that you pounded the table for McConkey, Tyler, but he definitely gave, you gave the nod to go ahead and start him.
Yeah, he was the guy you wanted.
Yeah, and listen, if you listen to Ty, you're thrilled. Best receiver on this team, hands down.
Yeah, he's the only one that I'm interested in at all.
Yep. Looked fantastic. 6 catches on 6 targets, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
I had no expectation of that.
No.
You are starting to see like a floor with Lad McConkey of 5-6 receptions for 50 yards, like 10 or 11 each week. Like that's not out of line to think that that's becoming kind of his floor either.
The long touchdown was so awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Is that the catch of the year so far? That was nuts.
No, what I say the catch was that we were talking about the other week, that was the catch of the year so far.
You remember, say it.
I will.
The contested touchdown catch was also great. Strong hands. We liked them coming out of the draft. Plenty of reasons why. Strong hands, strong focus to catch point with contested catches, runs his routes with serious intent. Every single one of those things showed today. I hope this continues because he's that dude. Herbert likes him. He trusts him. I think that will stay a thing.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. All right. Anything else there? I see. Are you pulling something up?
I'm just looking at the catches. No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the Bills 31 at the Seahawks 10. This was a spattering. So lacking DK seemed to really affect the Seahawks in a huge way. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure.
Give the Buffalo defense credit. They made it hard on Seattle, like in every angle of the game. 7 PPR points from 7 points from Geno. Better days ahead, I would think. Lockett gave you 1. I liked him over JSN this week. Tyler liked JSN. Tyler gets the nod. JSN was the best pass catcher of the day with no DK. 6 catches on 7 targets for 69 yards, 12 PPR points. You flexed them. It's fine.
Yeah.
Even Ken Walker, though, stifled. 9 PPR points. Charbonnet vulture to score.
I didn't expect that.
No. Well, they were kind of in hurry-up mode, and Charbonnet just happened to be on the field.
No, I thought Ken Walker would just have a good game.
Yeah, I kind of did too, man. I did too.
But yeah, I know what you mean. They were in the hurry-up offense.
He just happened to be out there, yeah. Better days ahead for all the Seahawks, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have these weeks. And at the end of the day, as great as Geno's been, I mean, let's be honest, this is a Geno Smith-led NFL football. Listen, he's not.
I get it.
Like he's had some nice, serviceable fantasy weeks, man. But guy's not taking you to the Super Bowl at the end of the day.
No, probably not.
It's been a lot of fun to watch, and I'm super happy for the dude. But you're going to have these weeks, man. Another great game from Josh Allen. Jeez, 22 fantasy points. A little down on James Cook this week, and I guess I shouldn't have been.
No, he had a good game.
And listen, I didn't say bench him, but I had some concern with the toe and thought maybe they'd take it easy on Cook a little bit. Ray Davis would get involved, some Ty Johnson. Wrong. 20 total touches to Davis's 6. The toe injury isn't slowing Cook down. He's right back at it. 111 on the ground, 2 touchdowns, 22 through the air, 28 PPR points. Confident going forward. Yeah?
Right.
Okay. Only 1 PPR point for Cooper. We expect that to get better?
Yeah, he didn't play. He was third wheel. I think that's learning the offense a little bit, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I expect it to get better.
Okay. How about Coleman and Shakir?
Yeah. Coleman looked really good.
I'm so glad we did the rookie revisited episode and I went back on all the Keon Coleman stuff before the season started. Just like, you get a little deeper and looked at some more things. And I'm like, no, actually, I think this kid's going to be pretty good.
He's going to be fine. Yeah.
I'd be eating so much crow right now if we didn't do that episode. 5 catches on 7 targets. A couple of them were spectacular catches. Like, it really looked good. 70 yards, touchdown, 18 PPR points. But Khalil Shakir led. You called that.
Yep.
9 catches on 10 targets, 107 yards, 19 PPR points. Only 2 targets for Cooper. This is tough, but let's rank these guys rest of season. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
I will go Cooper, Shakir, Coleman.
Rest of season?
Yep. I think the Cooper thing gets a lot better.
Shakir, Cooper, Coleman.
Okay. All right. All right.
Shakir's my boy.
Yeah, I know. You're a big fan of Shakir. I am too. I like Shakir. Oh, by the way, he still only dropped like 1 or he still only has like 1 or 2.
1 drop, yeah.
Is it 1 or 2?
Yeah, 1.
Ridiculous. Is he like 38 of 39 now?
That's crazy.
He's had 2 drops on the whole season.
Oh, he has 2?
Like 36 of 38 or something like that.
Okay. Thank you.
Fair enough. Thank you, Mitchell.
Kincaid also looks good.
Yeah.
4 catches on 7 targets, 31 yards and a touchdown, 13 PPR points. Not too shabby.
No.
Tight end landscape. You'll take it. They made sure on tight end's day that they got him a touchdown. So, all right, that's it for that game. Let's move on to the Bears 15 at the Commanders 18. What a crazy finish. And I can't remember the corner's name from the Bears, but he's an idiot. What are you doing?
He was, yeah.
He's talking smack to the
He
crowd
was,
while
too.
the play's going. The play's running. He's
Talking trash back there.
What a dummy. I thought the Bears were going to win this game. I think a lot of people did. I don't know. Outside of Swift, every Bear was essentially unstartable. None got you 10 fantasy points. Swift, stayed effective. Been consistent, 18 carries, 129 yards and a touchdown, 18 PPR points. He's now had 18 or more in 4 straight. So
yeah, Swift is great. Other than Swift, I think you're gonna have to ride the wave a little bit with some of these Bears players. Not even really ride the wave. I think it's gonna be a little rough this year.
Yeah, keep starting Swift with confidence, but these receivers, man, and Caleb, I don't know. I got some looking to do.
Yeah.
Yes. Jaden Daniels has now scored 20 or more fantasy points in 6 of 8 games. Even though the score doesn't reflect it, he did fantastic against a very solid Bears defense. 21 of 38, 326 yards. Now, the touchdown was a Hail Mary. But still, overall, in real life football, Jaden Daniels
kid's amazing.
He's so good. 8 carries for 52 yards, 23 fantasy points. Even without the Hail Mary touchdown, you're talking 16 fantasy points for a rookie with not a lot of weapons against this Bears defense. Right?
Yeah.
And it's not like earth-shattering wow, but it's more than a lot of quarterbacks who have faced Chicago can say.
Right.
Noah Brown, don't care.
Nice catch at the end of the game there.
Yeah, that was great.
Nobody even cares either because everybody's just like making fun of the Stevenson, the Bears quarterback.
Should have been on Brown.
Look at him talking trash.
Look at this idiot. Good to see though was McLaurin. The trend of efficiency, consistency, it's continuing. 5 catches on 8 targets for 125 yards, 17 PPR points, and did not need the touchdown to get you there.
No,
love to see that. Like we said, he's a receiver too, right? We're going to go sticking with 2. Yep. Okay, yeah, I agree. No running backs got above 8 PPR points. Better days ahead, I would imagine. Again, tough defense.
You're not worth us talking about, so.
No. We'll get you this week in a preview, but not right now. How about Zach Ertz?
He's a real target hog.
Yeah, we talk about him an awful lot. 3 straight weeks of 10 or more PPR points, 10, 14, and 14. Daniels loves him. He trusts him. He's the epitome of a safety blanket for a rookie quarterback, and I will start him weekly if I have to.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. All right, cool. Let's move on to the Chiefs 27 at the Raiders 20. Somehow, the Raiders just always make this a game, no matter how awful they are and how great KC is. Again, it's a division game. It just doesn't matter. Madison, 8 PPR points. We were worried about that it'll get better. The touches are still there, 19 total touches.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers, 10 PPR points, and a tough matchup. Be grateful.
For sure.
Could be so much worse. Every week start, and unless you have a better option, yeah?
Yeah, if you have a better option, I didn't even know who is the better option than Brock Bowers at this point. It's tough. Right? It's not Trey McBride, maybe, but it's not like a definite.
You have both. Man, you really like taking.
Yeah, you did good.
Tyler, what is Jacoby Myers?
Flex.
6 catches on 7 targets, 52 yards and a touchdown. Some of it looked really good.
Yeah.
17 PPR points. Yeah, he looked really good when he was called on.
Yep, for sure.
Yep, hang on to him. Flex?
Yeah, I say flex.
Cool. Finally get a respectable week from Mahomes. 19, 20 fantasy points, depending on your league settings. You'll take that in comparison to what you've been getting. Xavier Worthy did not look great, but still got you 13 PPR points. He's boomer bust flex, man. That's kind of...
Yeah.
I think he had 8 targets. I think it was a season high in targets, actually. He caught
8
4.
targets.
He caught 4 for 37 and a touchdown.
Still like to see him get higher in the snap count.
Yeah.
Yes. Like Justin Watson with 55 and Xavier Worthy with 38. Like you'd like to see that change a little bit, right? Like
a little odd. I don't know. Andy Reid knows what he's doing, though. I'm not going to question him.
Right. He's smarter than us.
I just wanted to note, though, in 7 games, he's now scored double digits 4 times. So, take that for what it is. 3 targets for Hopkins. That the relationship with Mahomes will grow in time. He's been there for like 5 minutes, so give it a little bit. Travis Kelce, target hog with 12. Caught 10 for 90 yards and a touchdown, 25 PPR points. We going to expect this usage going forward, or does Hopkins start mixing in and knocking this back down?
I think Hopkins mixes in some, but I don't know if it knocks Kelsey down.
Okay. I hope this keeps up, because a lot of people are like leaning on this for like one more go around,
Right.
Expected more out of Hunt in this one, with the Raiders being like so awful this run. But 12 PPR points. The volume's still present. Not going anywhere as of right now. 22 total touches for 63
did sneak
yards.
in there a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not much, but a little bit.
22 touches.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a touchdown. Still an RB2 with one upside, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to the Panthers 14 at the Broncos 28. As bad as it was for Carolina, I expected it to be worse, but the coolest thing in this game was when Xavier Legette caught that touchdown and
rode the
Bronco up the sideline. Is Jalen Coker an ad?
No.
Even if Deontay Johnson gets traded?
Yeah, then no.
6 targets, scored a touchdown, 17 PPR points. I'll call him a
He did. He was second on the team in snaps for wide receivers. I mean, I give him that.
Yeah, listen, I don't know. This Panthers, this is tough. What do you do? Like, you're not putting faith in anybody. Hubbard only scored 8 PPR points to Sanders 10. But he out-touched Sanders 17-8. The difference was Sanders catching 7 freaking passes. So I don't know. The Saints and the Giants are up next for the Panthers. You have a little confidence in Hubbard going forward after this in those 2 games?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Hubbard
still flex worthy?
Yeah.
Okay. Those who spot start quarterbacks and rolled the dice on the matchup base play for Bo Nix against a terrible Panthers defense banked very nicely. He had his best game so far.
Way to go, Bo.
Yeah, go Bo. I was cheering so hard. 28 for 37, 284 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Only 4 yards on 5 carries, but I think he also ran in for a touchdown, right?
Did he run in for? Yeah, I think he did, yeah.
I think he did. 32 fantasy points. Made some nice throws. The kid gets visibly better every week.
Yeah, Bo's
now he's played, he played Carolina, but it's a great game for him to just like play around and kind of learn on the fly, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. The big winner for the wide receivers was Cortland Sutton. As Bo gets better, Sutton gets better with him.
I wish they would just tell us who the wide receiver 2 is. Like, I'm sick of this.
Yeah, it's Sutton or nobody, dude.
Hey, this time it's Lil Jordan Humphrey. Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then also we're going to just throw it like crazy to Adam Troutman and give him some targets
2
and a
touchdowns
touchdown.
for him. Sprinkle in some Franklin, a little bit of Vele. Then next week it'll be like, well, it's Vele's turn. Oh.
It's Sutton or nobody.
We're over it, Sean Payton.
You agree with that though, right?
Yeah.
And my call on Troy Franklin, the sneaky call, that didn't pan out. He had 1 PPR point. So yeah, I'm fading the Troutman thing as well, and I'm fading every receiver essentially in redraft outside of Cortland Sutton.
Yep.
All right. 21 touches for Javonte Williams to 9 for Jaleel McLaughlin. I don't know, man. Jaleel gets that 1 high value touch. It's like you get down to the 1, and it's like, okay, bring it. 17 carries for 44 yards, 4 catches, 8 yards, 8 PPR points, and it's pretty disappointing. I really wanted to trade him after a boom week against Carolina, and now I cannot.
Now we're stuck with you.
It's going to be awful tough. I don't know. I guess Javonte's still the play, though, based on volume. Right?
Yeah.
17 carries and, 4 catches to...
But you were definitely looking
McLaughlin had 9 total
touches.
touches.
To sell high.
Yes, that's killing me. All right, we got 1 more game to go. If you done here?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Sunday Night Football. The Cowboys 24 at the 49ers 30. Tyler.
Yeah.
I fell asleep at halftime.
Oh, no.
So I know you caught the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and pass this on to you and pull up a little bit of info here while you give your take on this whole deal. So go ahead.
Well, if you watched it till halftime, let me tell you, after halftime, the Cowboys crapped the bed. No, 49ers woke up halftime.
CD though. Whew. Holy cow. 40 fantasy points.
16 targets.
That's absurd. 40? That's crazy.
Yeah. Next closest targets was Jake Ferguson with 7. Say they're your 2 pass catchers here. I'm not really interested in anybody else. I know you said earlier, like, you keep Tolbert rostered, right?
I'd keep him rostered. I mean, I'm not jumping to the moon over it, but
Right.
he is the receiver too. Not the second in targets, but he's the receiver too.
I don't know what to make of the Rico Dowdle thing, the inactive.
I don't know.
Rumors that he was like, hanging out with fans and signing autographs. Well, I've seen videos of it before the game, and then he's just inactive because he's sick. I don't know. That's odd. Something to just kind of.
Is that what it was? He was sick?
That's what they said.
Okay.
But it was all just like before the game. I don't know. Nick was talking about it today a little bit. But Ricky Pearsall leads the team in targets with the injuries to the wide receivers. That's worth noting.
Good call, Bird Person.
Yeah.
That was Bird Person's sneaky start of the week.
That was way better than Jake Bobo and Troy Franklin.
So much better.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, wasn't that sneaky? It doesn't count. No, I'm just kidding. No, he was right up there with Chris Conley. Got 52 snaps, but he didn't get the targets that Pearsall did. So I like Pearsall going forward. Jordan Mason with that shoulder.
Shoulder. Yep.
Yeah, shoulder injury. Isaac Rendo didn't look bad.
He's a big ad this week.
Yeah, he's a huge
he's got to
ad.
be in some, but that's so frustrating.
It is.
Because they said Mason could have came back. I did read that. Kyle Shanahan said Mason could have came back after halftime, but they chose to stick with Garendo, and I was like,
And listen, each coach is different. Have your opinions on coaches, but am I surprised if Isaac Garendo's the RB1 next week in a Kyle Shanahan team? No, not at all.
Not at all. Kittle looked good.
Yeah, Kittle blew up in that third quarter. I think San Fran got 21 unanswered points in just the third quarter. Like, I think it was 21, 3 touchdowns in the third quarter, I think.
Crazy. Kittle with 24.
Yeah. Good game for Kittle.
7 targets, too.
I think he's a liar. He didn't look injured at all.
No, Debo, though, I think they have a bye coming up, right? Yeah, they have a bye next week. Debo has rib and oblique strain, so pretty well-timed bye.
Yeah. It's worth noting that, Kyle Juszczyk came in on third downs with Garendo being the main running back. I thought that was kind of interesting.
That was all about.
Yeah. I don't know what to make of Ricky Pearsall yet because you don't know what happens when Juwan Jennings comes back from the hip injury.
He's still a big ad, though.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. They can support 3 receivers. I mean, that in real life, someone's going to be the odd man out, but I think there's going to be weeks still where Pearsall is not the odd man out, even with Juwan Jennings. And Juwan will be the odd man out.
Pearsall had to
rotate around. And
Pearsall had that big run too.
See, I missed that.
Yeah, he had like a 40-yard run.
Okay.
Like he made some plays.
I'll watch the second half at some point here next day or so. Is what it is. Is there much more? I don't think there's a whole lot more here. Purdy looked good.
Yeah, Purdy looked pretty. In the second half, Purdy looked good. Some struggles early on, but goal line work was all Garendo. 2-minute drill, Garendo.
I mean, him and Pearsall, they're
big ads for this.
Who would you prioritize first? Tillman, Pearsall, or Garendo?
Tillman.
I think so too. In order, Tillman,
Pearsall, Garendo.
Because
unless I'm a McCaffrey Mason owner. If I'm a McCaffrey Mason owner, I think I got to go after Garendo.
I know, and that sucks. If you need a receiver, and that sucks, man. All right, you got anything else for that game?
Nope.
Okay. You got any final thoughts?
Start collecting your money for your leagues. It's that time of year.
Yeah.
Don't be bugging people at Christmas. Start getting the money around now so you're ready.
Yep. I got to start getting Venmo or PayPal or something. I got to get something set up for all these dynasty leagues. I've got a lot of people to track down, so that's my own fault, and I'm willing to do it.
But it's that time of year to start.
Yep, I agree.
Start rounding it up.
Anything from you, Mitchell?
Thank you guys for compiling all this fantasy information in a nice little spot. I appreciate it. I get to listen to it every week, and it helps me a lot.
We do our best, buddy.
Wrapped up in a nice little bow.
All right, right on. Okay, that's it for today's show. Again, as always, thank you all so much for tuning in and giving us your support. Remember, our PPR Superflex Dynasty rankings are now available in the description. Just click the corresponding link, and they are available as well on our Twitter. Also, check the description for instructions on how to get your trades graded. Join us next time for our Week 9 Thursday Night Football Sunday 1 o'clock game slate preview. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe to our Spotify, Twitter, and YouTube the only way we survive. See you next time, everybody.